Hey, Dr. Nima, nice to see you again. How you doing?
Good evening for you, Thomas. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, that's good. So yeah, we connected not long ago, didn't we? Just trying to bridge out and bridge the gaps between the profession over the seas, different countries, different time zones, um, and a lot of us sort of facing the same kind of things. I feel, and we look around the UK, a lot of us feeling a bit down, a little bit low self-esteem, and a lot of what you're doing is trying to bring people up and reach their full potential. Is what I see. So that's why I contacted you. And just to pick your brains, because you're coming over here in the UK over in May time, Cairo, Europe, 2nd of May to do your thing, which we're really looking forward to. But what do you think is the main thing chiropractors feel sort of second rate these days? Why aren't they achieving their potential on that level?
Of course, that's a great question. I asked myself that at the very beginning because I graduated from CMCC, and I graduated in this whole concept every time I remember in school being fed this whole concept of make sure you refer out, make sure you refer out, refer out, refer. You don't treat those conditions and refer out. And I just remember thinking to myself, that's not why I went into chiropractic in the first place. I went in because I was inspired by the philosophy of the fact that we can use our hands and we can remove interference and have the brain-body connection work better. And you know, that's really what draws most people into chiropractic. Then we go into school, and then we are taught by instructors who, you know, it's not always their fault. They're hired by a kind of a contingency that is very, very much into trying to get approval. You know, it's all about funding, and it's all about insurance, and it's all about approval, and it's all about government approval, and trying to get into the healthcare system. And when we are trying, it's kind of like you trying to play somebody else's game. You know, it's Super Bowl is coming up, and so it's the Seahawks versus the Patriots. And if the Seahawks try to play the Patriots game, they're not going to win. And the Patriots, if they try and play the Seahawks game, they're not going to win. So we have got in our minds as chiropractors that we need to try to succeed in an arena that's not even ours, which is about treatment and diagnosis and symptoms and disease. And anytime a human being tries to live according to values that aren't really theirs, they experience low self-esteem. That's a natural byproduct of living your life according to somebody else's rules. The natural byproduct is that as a human being. Take a profession, an entire profession that has abandoned the roots and the philosophy of exactly why we are in existence in the first place. You know, chiropractors went to jail just to have the, you know, the distinction of, you know, what we do is different. And so we have now had this split in this profession of these really staunch principled chiropractors who really want to stay true to the principles, and then the other ones who want approval. And so you got to find your voice and where you have to decide where you want to play as a chiropractor. And so my message to chiropractors is to first connect with who you are, and then connect with that part of you that, you know, is in the form of service. And how do you want to serve? There is plenty of evidence to support our main goal of correcting nerve interference, subluxation, and there's plenty of that if we go and look for that. If we don't want to find that, and we have an agenda or a cognitive, like some sort of a cognitive bias that doesn't want to accept that there is some sort of a universal intelligence, there's an innate intelligence, and we find that a little from they call themselves the evidence-based camp that want to be in, you know, they call that woo. Now we have people trying to be chiropractors that weren't, you know, and that aren't living to the philosophy that we were actually that the profession was built on. So that's why we have low self-esteem. And I hope to come and just show people how to communicate with their chiropractic story, and to really know that there is a way of taking evidence and disseminating it to people in a way that's intriguing. That can
I think that's great. I think that's great, because one of the other things we spoke about is you're trying to get chiropractors to connect with themselves. A lot of times we go to these conferences and there's these people who've really achieved, and everyone's achieving in their own right, no matter where they want to be and where they want to go with their philosophy. But we go to these things, we get G'd up, we see our friends, we love the principle, we get connected with the tick, and then 2 weeks later, bam, we're straight back down.
Right.
and we're struggling in clinic again.
Right.
So these things are good, but I don't think enough of us look inside ourselves and really look at ourselves to get the answers.
And so if we're going to these seminars and we're getting all pumped up, and then what we do unconsciously is we compare our lives to these, stories that we see on the stage, that always, the person who's telling the story isn't always telling the full truth and saying how, the struggles and everything and how shitty certain aspects of their life are. No. It's just kind of like promoting this fantasy that my life is amazing. And, I'm really all about getting real about that. I don't have any, I'm on a journey myself, and I'm here to serve, and I have really great days, and I have really crappy days, and there's certain times where I feel like I'm so on purpose that I'm on fire, and other times where I just feel like, what, is it all worth it? And so I know what that's like. So I've found a way to really connect with that part of me that is there to make a contribution. So this whole year I'm dedicating to connecting and contributing in such a way that every place that I go to I leave it better than I found it. And that's all I'm trying to do.
That's beautiful. That's really good. One of the other things I think is a big thing for chiropractors. Why are we afraid to make money for something that we do and we enjoy, and we would give to anyone for free if we could? Why are we afraid to make money with it?
Well, there's a reason for that, and it's an unconscious belief, and it's that kind of dichotomy, that paradox within the healer. On one hand, we want to serve and be of service. On the other hand, there's a business hand that has to be acknowledged and honored, so that we can grow ourselves to be the most energetic. To make the biggest impact, we need the material. So it's this lopsidedness, because we think that the spiritual and the material, spirit and matter, are supposed to be separated. But when you're connecting to your higher principle of who you are, in a state of service, and you're giving, if you have cleared out all of your feelings of inadequacy, you don't have a problem with receiving. But if you're holding on to some sort of a guilt or a feeling of I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy based on events that have happened in your life, you're crippling and paralyzing your business, and it's not even on a conscious level. And when I discovered that, I just wanted to help first myself clear that inadequacy out. And then people were coming up to me and asking me, oh my God, how do I do that? I've done this management seminar and I've done that and this and that, but they didn't clear out the feelings of inadequacy and unworthiness. So whatever system you got going on, you're going to squander any money that comes to you if you truly, in your core belief, feel that you're not worthy of it.
Brilliant. So we want to start looking at ourselves a little bit and starting man in the mirror, as Michael Jackson said, eh?
That's where I'm coming in a couple of months.
Perfect. So we're going to come across and see you when you're in Europe, which is Cairo, Europe.
In Spain, Malaga.
And then in May, you're coming to London, is it? 2nd of May?
Yes, the UK. Adil Karmali is hosting me for an overview experience. It's Saturday, May the 2nd, I believe. It's May 1st or 2nd, I'm not sure. Or Sunday. Yeah. Saturday, Sunday. So I'm speaking to the chiropractors the weekend of the first weekend of May. The Saturday and the Sunday, I will be in London doing my overview experience and connecting with chiropractors. How to adjust your chiro talk to really connect with your audience.
Perfect. I think that's what a lot of us could do with, and there's not many offerings. So I look forward to seeing you then, Nima. It'd be
awesome.
Great.
I can't wait to meet you in person, brother.
And then we're going to dance like no one cares who's watching, eh?
Exactly. Like we don't care. Exactly.
Love it.
Take care.
Nice one. Take care. Peace.